2024. What do I see in my crystal ball? I see a year full of petty. I see a lot of people sampling 90s songs and not using them correctly. Looks like I see a lot of people that don't know the difference between there and there. Look, y'all, you should be in grade school. You should know better than that. I see a lot of Lil Nas X doing a bunch of publicity stunts that gets Lil Bootsy mad.
Wait, are you talking to a soccer ball? And is that the hand wrap you're wearing?
Look, player, it's the 2024 prediction show. I'm getting in the spirit. This is the time of year we look back at the previous year. We looked at the predictions we had in 2023. We see who got them right and wrong. We make predictions for 2024. It's a fun time. This is how we do.
Okay, well, you and Miss Cleo have fun.
Call me now. D Roth, run that new intro. I predict this is going to be a long show. Thank you for joining me again for another edition of the Soul and Stereo Sessions here in 2024. Wild times. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, this is the prediction show. So this is what happened last year. Last January, I went to the Soul and Stereo Cypher on Facebook. I went to Twitter. I went to Instagram. I went to YouTube. And I asked all of the Soul and Stereo fans, what do y'all think gonna happen in 2023? And as you know, a lot of stuff happened. Everyone sent me their predictions for the year. I compiled them. I dropped a video in January, and we are going to go back and look back at those predictions and see who got the closest to coming out on top. And if we have a winner, that person will win a little something, something from your boy. A little something, something. We'll talk about that a little later on. But not just that, we're also going to make time to do 2024 predictions as well. So once again, I went to all manner channels, every corner of the digital universe. We went to the Soul and Stereo page. We went to the Soul and Stereo Sessions on Facebook. If you aren't there, make sure you join that group as well. I went to Instagram, we went to Twitter, and we've got a bunch of predictions for 2024. And they're going to go through them right now. But before we do that, I predict something else. I predict you players are going to hit the like button on this video right now. Go ahead and do it right now. Just take a second, go bing real quick. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Show your boys some love. The more subscribers you get, the more these videos can travel. And the more they travel, the more instinctive I do to actually drop these things. So if y'all want me to drop more videos more regularly, yeah, y'all give me some love so I can push them out there. And don't forget to take a moment to drop the comments in the comment section as well so we can get some combo going. So enough from hearing about your boy. We're going to hear from y'all, and we're going to start out with some 2023 predictions, winding the clock back to January 2023 and see what y'all thought about 2023 before we go into 2024. You got it? If you haven't got it, you'll get it soon. Come on. All right, and let's get started. Before we get started, though, a little reminder, a little caveat when we have our prediction contest every year. These predictions must be bold predictions. They must be timely and they must be poignant. They can't be just some random vague prediction. For example, if your prediction is Usher is coming out with an album in 2024, we know you ain't winning nothing for that. If you say Usher is coming out with an album and it's going to feature KRS-One and they are going to have the biggest song of the year, that's pretty bold. And those are the predictions that'll be the ones that'll be considered for the list. So let's go back and talk about what y'all predicted in 2023 and see what came true and what didn't. And we start with my boy Darius Keaton. What up, Darius? Shout out to VA. His prediction: Frank Ocean is dropping new music and doing a mini film. L. Didn't happen. Only thing that brother did was make a mess of Coachella in 2023. And no new music. Y'all still waiting. Ugh. I know last time we saw the internet thought that Chameleonaire was him. But that's a 2024 thing. Y'all still ain't got no sense in 2024, I see. Shout out to Gez Miley. He's got our second prediction for 2023. Nas and DJ Premier will finally release a joint album on Nas's 50th B-Day. That's a L. Didn't happen. We got 2 albums from Nas, not the Nas and Primo album. Can I please get that in 2024? Let Gez's prediction come true late, please. Next up, vocals. Jay-Z and B will drop a duets album and Jay will win another Grammy. That's another L. That's the only thing you win, vocals. Unfortunately, we did not get that, but we got plenty of Renaissance. I could almost say Rihanna. We'll get to her a little bit later on. We got a lot of Renaissance this year. A lot of Glass Horsey album concerts. No joint album. My boy Case. This guy. Nelly will drop his 4th classic album. You get a L just for even mentioning that. But I will say this. What if he predicted that Nelly and Ashanti would get engaged? We would have thought he was crazy in January 2023. That brother, I would have had to give him the Scrooge McDuck money bin for that prediction. You would definitely be on point. But nope, he didn't say it, so that didn't work. For Toshi, B and J will divorce and release an album, Hear My Bae. That's a L. She did release a lot of sold out tours, I'll give her that. But nope, they still together. Emmanuel Robinson. After the success of the New Edition tour, Boyz II Men and Jodeci will do a joint tour together. That's a L. Once again, I know everybody wants the Boyz II Men Jodeci thing to happen. I just don't see it. It was a quiet year for both those groups. For the most part. Jodeci's only going to pick up in this year. Let's see what my man Romeo says. I remember this one. How about Drew Hill drops an album called R&B Street Fighter? You already know. L. Nope. I mean, we did get a Street Fighter video game that I still haven't played, by the way. I hate being an adult. Now we've got... And I remember this from last year too. This was an IG comment that got deleted before I was actually able to get the name. So unfortunately, random IG person. With Rihanna performing at the Super Bowl, what if she brings out Sade and that leads to an album? Big old L for that, and that didn't happen. Last time I talked about Rihanna, y'all almost tried to cancel your boy, so I'll keep my comments short and sweet. I won't say anything about Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, about how it wasn't great, and it doesn't matter if she was pregnant or not, it still wasn't going to be great. She still would be walking slow across that platform in that puffy jacket. But let me stop talking, because I don't want to get canceled again. Geraldine, shout out to Geraldine, my girl. Jagged Edge will be on the Soul and Stereo Top 50 album list. I love you, Geraldine, but that's an L. Boo, that's an L. Well, I will give you this. J.E. were featured on Killer Mike's album, which was number 2 on my list. Best hip hop album of 2023, in my opinion. That's close. But no, J.E. ain't been on my top 50 list in a long, long time. Poor J.E. Alright, so now we're with Jessica Diggs. Her will focus more on acting and debut on Broadway. Before I don't give her the buzzer yet, D Roth. Don't give her the buzzer yet, because this is almost right. I just watched the Color Purple movie not long ago. Dropped it in 2023. She absolutely is focusing on acting. That's a good thing. She didn't quite make it on Broadway though. So that's an L. I'm going to give you a little L. I won't give you the buzzer for that one. You got close. You got close. Jonathan Bailey. Quavo and Offset will make separate albums honoring Takeoff. My God. We have a winner! That actually happened. We have a winner. Jonathan is correct. Yes, Quavo dropped Rocket Power, and that was dedicated to Takeoff. And then Offset had the Set It Off album. And I don't know if that was specifically dedicated to my boy Off, but my boy Takeoff. I didn't realize there was an Offset and a Takeoff. There's a lot of offs. I'd be wanting to turn Migos' music off. But the point is, the music from Offset might not have been a direct tribute to Takeoff, but I do clearly remember an interview where he was talking about how Takeoff was the one that was kind of steering him in the way to do solo projects, and he was the guiding force with him getting that album out. So to me, that counts as a tribute. So I'm giving it to my boy. I'm saying my boy Jonathan is our winner of the 2023 prediction contest. He got the closest out of everybody. So shout out to you, boy. Yes, I got a prize for you. Yes, I'm going to show you some love. Our Bowser always pays his debts, player. I got you. So shout out to Jonathan. It looks like we got a winner. 2023's wrapped up, so let me see what y'all have in mind, your predictions for 2024. Let's see where it is. All right, remember, these were predictions for 2024, what we think will happen in the next 12 months. And remember, your predictions have to be bold. I don't want to hear anything about Drake dropping an album. Okay, he drops like 8 of those. If he's dropping an album with Madonna, that's pretty bold. So remember, these have to be bold predictions. Let's see what the crew says. We got a bunch of them. Justin Jones says, J. Cole will drop his magnum opus album this year, finally giving us that unmitigated classic we've been waiting for. We've been waiting. I'm sorry, J. Cole fans. I'm a big J. Cole fan myself. I'm an OG J. Cole fan. I didn't just like him when he had the album we were sitting on the roof. I liked him way before then. But he has not given us that 5-star album that we know he can. He's given us 5-star guest verses. Will this be the year we finally get that dope classic from him? I sure hope so, because the clock is ticking, my boy. Vocals says Drake will drop 2 more albums this year and they will be garbage. That ain't bold. That's inevitable. We ain't gonna count that one. Here's another one from Vocals and from my boy Big Dog on IG. They had the same prediction. Usher's album will finally drop after the Super Bowl, which we all know is going to happen, but will be very lackluster. The fact that multiple y'all are saying this gets me a little nervous. I think the expectations for this Usher album are ridiculous because people are expecting Confessions level. They expect this guy to be the one to bring R&B back, and make no mistake, this is the biggest stage, literally and figuratively, that R&B has had in probably decades. So yes, it's a lot of pressure on my boy, and as much as we like to romanticize Usher's career, they're right. Them albums have been quite shaky since 2004, so we'll see. We'll see. Dorian, shout out to Dorian. The music industry is going to try and manufacture Barbenheimer-style release moments this year. Most will fail. That is a very good prediction. If I made predictions myself, that might be one of the ones that I would make. We saw the Barbie and the Oppenheimer thing and how they did this weird mashup of promo, and it really helped both albums. I could see 2 starkly different musical albums doing the same thing. I don't know if it's going to work, but I could see them trying. We'll see. Shout out to Neo Soldier, one of the queens of the Soul and Stereo Cypher on Facebook. NSYNC will do a sold-out world tour. I can see it. I can see it. Certainly not impossible, but I don't know. The way those Britney stands stay on Justin's neck, we gonna have to see. Angelica McClendon. Miguel is gonna put out an album, but it will flop. See, I know Angelica, so I know this was very hard for her to say she's a huge Miguel fan, as am I. But yeah, Miguel, with every album, has experimented and tried to do something new each and every time out. And there hasn't been a lot of buzz for a lot of his new music. So unfortunately, that could be one. Derek Dunn, DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic is a success, and we get a full tour. Quite possible. Quite possible. My boy Win, once again another member of the Soul and Stereo Cypher on Facebook. Aaliyah's first posthumous album is incoming, and people found out Barry and maybe Tim were using AI to create fake vocals. The result definitely will make everyone outraged. Boy, that will be the scandal of 2024 if that happened. And also, I feel like every year someone predicts this Aaliyah album is coming out. We've been saying this like 20 years now, and it has not surfaced yet. I think this one is from Win too. A 90s girl group member decides to drop her debut album out of nowhere, and I don't mean Latavia. Y'all gotta be more specific than that. I told you, you can't just say somebody dropping an album sometime maybe. I need names. Y'all, you can tell the generation that didn't live in the generation of dropping actual diss tracks when we name names. Y'all doing these subliminals. We don't do subliminals on the prediction contest play. I need names. Charles Williams, Common, and Jennifer Hudson will marry and release new music together. That's bold. I like that. I think that could be cool. I don't know. We'll see. Jordan Hung's got a bunch of them. So, 3 of them. Listen up. First one. Maxwell will finally drop Black Summer's Night, and D'Angelo will make a comeback 10 years after Black Messiah. Now, he has this as one thing, so if he only gets one, that don't count. You got to get both of these to win. So, he has that as one entry. Now, we know D'Angelo has a song coming out with Jay-Z. By the time this video drops, the song will probably have been out. I'm sure y'all will say that it's the best verse Jay-Z has ever done, because you do that every time Jay-Z releases a verse. I'm sure the song will just be aight, but we'll see about that. As far as a full comeback, we'll have to see. Maxwell finally dropping Black Summer's Night, to me, is a little bit more likely, but we'll see. Jordan's second prediction. Outcast will reunite and release a song, but not an album, because that's too bold. I like that he admits it, because I agree. Yes. They might do a song. I don't know about an album. You might have to be stuck on those flutes for a few more years. And then third, Chance the Rapper will drop one of the best hip-hop albums of 2024 and will be nominated for the Grammy's Best Rap Album. That's bold. That probably ain't happening. But props for being bold. Jay Connor says, and Jay said, it's not me, Justin Timberlake will make his return, and if Britney and her peons, his words not mine, won't let him live, he'll reluctantly double back and do an NSYNC album/tour to get back in everybody's good graces. I could see a Justin Timberlake comeback for sure. I can see a whole bunch of pushback coming. NSYNC tour to kind of balance things out. It's not a bad idea. We'll see. Darius Keaton once again, my boy Derry. K-pop will slowly start to decline, and a Japan act will open the doors for J-pop in the US. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened already. K-pop has done a lot. Probably going to be on this last leg soon, so I can see that happening, for sure. William Clark says, Big Crit will make a great album again. Church Influence will make a comeback. I'm not sure if that Church Influence is part of the Big Crit album, like it was with Killer Mike's album that we heard, but he certainly could make it work. Crit is interesting because I know a lot of people have been very critical of his albums since he has come off that incredible mixtape run in the early 2010s. I don't think his albums are horrible. They just haven't been to that elite level. He's kind of a J. Cole in that way, where his albums are good and some, maybe one or two are even great, but they just aren't of that excellent quality, that 5-star quality that we expected. Maybe this is the year for that. I really like the new single he dropped out at the end of the year. Big Dog 87 over on IG. Lucky Day will release the best R&B project of the year. You know, I'm going to allow it because part of me is like, that's not bold, because that brother, if you know me, I got 4 words for Lucky Day. Lucky Day don't miss. That boy ain't never missed. He's never missed. Him having the best R&B project of the year, if he drops an album, is pretty likely. So that's a pretty wise prediction. I'll say it's bold. I'll say it's bold. My bias says it's an inevitable, but we'll see. This is bold. Big Dog also says the overall artist of the year for 2024 will be The Weeknd. I absolutely see that happening, and it makes me want to go back to 2004. I don't have any problem with The Weeknd. I don't think he's horrible. In the early 2010s, I was one of the people defending him strongly when he brought in a new sound, and all of the R&B true believers were like, this ain't R&B, it doesn't sound like Genuine's third album. Everything don't have to sound like Genuine. It's fine. I like that he brought a new sound. I don't like that he has remade the same album 4 times in a row. They're all watered down versions of Beauty Behind the Madness, which was the last good one. I don't care y'all like After Hours. That joint was boring. Dawn FM was boring. The Melancholy was boring. Give me something new. He's going to do the same old thing. And yes, he still probably will be the artist of the year. And I'm sad. And our final prediction. Actually, we got 2 more. It's not my final. Alex, I almost skipped over you, brother. Nick Grant puts out another fire album and gets mainstream shine. Nick Grant did have one of the better albums of 2023. Shout out to him. I'm a big fan. You can check out my list of the 25 best albums of the year over here on YouTube as well. Just hit the playlist. You can see that in there. And he's featured there prominently. He could absolutely have one of the best albums of the year. And I hope he finally gets the mainstream success that he deserves. He's an artist that could go mainstream. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. I'm a little skeptical, but here's hoping. And finally. Let's get to this final one. If my phone gets together, I think my phone is even tired of these predictions. My last one is from Futoshi, and he said it, not me. Puff will be arrested with murder and assault charges. And I'm leaving it at that, because there ain't nothing more I can add without incriminating myself. Good luck, Puff. Let me get my Miss Cleo on. Alright, y'all, that's it. Those are our predictions for the year 2024. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to get the closest to nailing it up in my crystal ball. My ball that's kind of soccery but still crystally. And also shout out to this year's winner, my boy Jonathan, for nailing it for 2023. But go in the comments, let us know who you think has the best chance of winning for 2025. Yes.
You still doing something with that soccer ball?
I mean, look, player, this is the best I got. It's the only ball I can find around here. We didn't have a bowling ball. I didn't want to use a basketball. That's too big. You want me to use your exercise ball? Please, give me a break. This edition of the Soul and Stereo Sessions is a wrap. Play on, players. I'm calling security. Security!